This is a demonstration of how to create meetings with someone else, how to put meetings on someone else's calendar. So you can see that I'm in Teams looking at my calendar, and this is what I see on my own schedule. And if I want to create a meeting with a partner for a passion project, or this could be a time that you might need to meet with me for a passion project, or even looking for availability within your community team for when you can do an event together. These are all tools that you can use. So I would say, let's pretend I need to meet with a community partner. I would just click a time that looks good on my calendar, and I could say passion project meeting and who I need to meet with. So let's say I need to meet with Corey Berman in Recycling and Zero Waste. And I'm going to look for times that work for him. So I know this works for me because it was open on my calendar, but it's not necessarily true that it works for him. So I'm going to go to Scheduling Assistant, and then you can see both of our schedules lined up together. So looks like we're both free from 8 until 10 on Wednesday, March 3rd, but we're not free. This all attendees row shows time that we're not free. One or the other of us isn't free. So you can keep scrolling and go until you find a time that works for you. Depending on the availability people have set, you may or may not be able to see the actual thing that they're doing. This means out of the office, this pink, and this slashed through one is time that is tentative. So they haven't, for example, I haven't accepted that meeting. It's just tentatively on my calendar. If you really can't find a time, you can go on top of something that is tentative, but really you should be looking for these open areas. So let's say that we want to do this 8 a.m. meeting. The other thing is it's only really going to show you work hours. I would recommend staying between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. for scheduling any meetings with staff or faculty. But if you're scheduling meetings with another change agent or other eco rep, you could absolutely look at evening times and pick that as well. But so since this is a fake meeting with a non-staff person, we'll click, well, it's also not best practice to pick during lunchtime. So let's say 1 to 2 o'clock, and we'll just sort of stretch this all the way till 2. And then we'll go back to the details of the meeting. And this is where, if you haven't had any communication with this person, you would need to explain what your purpose of the meeting is. But if you've already been sending emails and they know to anticipate the meeting and it's not a surprise to them, you don't have to worry about that. You probably won't be meeting in person because of COVID, but if you are, you would add the location. So let's say it's always polite to go to them. So saying Corey's office is best versus, creating a, that's just, always go to somebody's office if you, if that's a choice. So if you're doing in-person meetings, right now during COVID, the default should be to not meet in person. And if you leave this blank, it will create a Teams meeting for you. If you write anything in there, it will not create the Teams meeting. So just leave that blank if you want it to be virtual. And you also, if you are trying to set up a recurring meeting, so maybe Corey is going to be your contact for your passion project for the whole semester, and you want to meet every other week or every month or something, then you could go and say you want to meet weekly or you want to meet monthly, and it would put that on the calendar for each time. So I'm actually going to remove Corey from that since this is a test and I don't want it to repeat, but I would hit save here, and it would then show up on my calendar on the 9th right here, and we would it would be on Corey's calendar too if I had kept him in that invite. So that is how you want to schedule meetings with other people.